Hi there, and welcome to my 906 adventure. 906 is for, well, the only area code in the entire UP, and the adventure is for adventure. So today we're going to go out and look at an old rail line. It's about 100 years old. I found it on Google Maps, as I do with most of the stuff in the UP that I pick up around here. We're just heading out of Houghton right now, leaving the Michigan Tech campus. Found this place, as I said, on Google Maps. It was one of those things where I sort of saw the bridge that I think we're going to go check out today first, and then I tracked it down. Now, something kind of interesting that I didn't really think about all that much. This is probably the only remaining rail line in this part of the state. This is probably the northernmost rail line in the entire UP. Now, it hasn't been used since, I believe, 1982, which is when it was officially abandoned by the Sioux Line. It was built back in the 1800s by the Duluth South Shore and Atlantic Railway Company, and it's been used up until the 80s, as I said, when they closed off pretty much all rail service up here. So I'm going to drive a little bit, and I'll be back when we get there. So that looks like a rail line going through the trees right back there. Generally, you can tell where one is because you'll see a big flat space. Trains can't really climb much more than, I think it's like a 1 or 2% incline. So, after a relatively short walk and not the best footwear for snow, we are here. So let's take a little look over here. So the roadbed is still pretty intact here. Got my gloves on backwards. I was focusing too hard on filming. Looks like something's been down here not too terribly long ago. I don't know whether it's a man or a deer or what, but here we can see there's still rails down there, which for the Keweenaw, that's pretty rare. I only know maybe 3 or 4 places in the entire peninsula where there's actually still rail left over. And I'm really kind of surprised that no one's come and taken them yet. Because the thing is I've been in some places where you're 10 miles from the closest road, or you might be a good solid 100 feet underground. People still will have pulled up every last bit of steel that they can get their hands on. But right here, US 41's about 1,000 feet that way, and county roads 200 or 300 feet that way, and they're still here. You can see I'm not going to uncover them, but you can see them underneath all the snow here. And I bet you they're actually in half decent shape, which is crazy when you think about it. Haven't been touched by any form of industry in close to 40 years now, and they're still just sitting there. So it looks like we're coming up on the Sturgeon River right here, and what's even cooler is I think that the old bridge across the river is still completely intact up here, which would be even more interesting. It's honestly, the thing that really blows me away about this is no one's pulled the rails up to make an ATV trail just yet, and that's usually what folks do around here. So I don't know why not, if they've got some reasoning for it. Looks like there's an old milepost right here. Let's see if there's can't really read it anymore, but I suppose that makes sense after almost half a century. So yeah, here's the trestle, I guess if you could call it a trestle. Ooh. I don't know how far over that I want to go in the snow. I can't see the ties. Does it fall? Yeah, it goes straight down there. Ties are looking alright though. Now one interesting thing. Now there are 2 gauges of rail, one right next to the other. And I know some people up here who I've gone around with who will see this kind of rail on a bridge, and they'll think that's because more than 1 gauge of train was ran on here, because Quincy and Torch Lake and a couple other railroads up here, they actually ran narrow gauge as opposed to the standard gauge that was run by pretty much every other main line. But this line was actually never done with narrow gauge trackage. What it is it's actually a safety mechanism to keep trains, if they were to derail on the bridge, keep them from going anywhere. Ooh, that's a little sketchy. So now we're on the main span of the bridge. Not much else can be said. I don't want to go down in the river right now because it's only been frozen for a couple days, and we're having one of the 4 allowed sunny days in Houghton's winter. So I don't really want to test my luck here. All right, so we're down on the banks of the river, and there's the bridge. Again, I'm still honestly blown away that this hasn't either been completely scrapped out at this point or all been stolen by people looking for a little bit of scrap metal. I'm walking down here thinking, you know, I should come back up here this summer. I'll probably do a longer video going all the way down the line. I don't know what all's on it. I'm sure there's some more bridges like this one, maybe not quite as big, but I couldn't really find where the rails end, and it looks like they go for a good couple of miles, which could be kind of interesting to, you know, come out here and take a look at them all, see if there's any neat artifacts from back then that still exist, because this is one of those, you know, one of the less known sites in the area. So I'm heading back now, walking along the old roadbed. I definitely think that I'll be back here this summer. There's now that I know it's here and I know, you know, it's relatively untouched, how could I not come visit this place? This is awesome. Little instruction on how to get to it. Driving south out of Houghton, you just go past the elementary school, I believe it is, in Chassell. You want to turn right onto the first county road and drive about half a mile, quarter mile, half a mile, and then just pull off into the little city park there. You just turn around, walk back up the county road a little ways, and you should be able to see this in the woods. It's pretty hard to miss. Big elevated railroad bed there. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll do anything I can to answer them with my limited knowledge of, you know, the history of the Upper Peninsula. And thank you very much, and have a great day.